Good evening, students. Tonight we're going to be going over a quick recap of the Mexican-American War. So I'm going to leave this up for just a second. If you want to go ahead and pause the video and copy down notes, it would help you to kind of go along with me. So to start off, let's talk about our causes of the U.S.-Mexican War. The big one is manifest destiny. The idea is that the U.S. wants to increase in size. They want to get bigger. So when they annex Texas, it causes a little bit of a problem with Mexico, because if you recall from the Republic of Texas, we had this big disputed territory right here. Disputed basically means that they're fighting over this territory. And the territory between the Rio Grande and the Nueces rivers, that was all disputed. That means that Mexico and the United States now think that this land belongs to them. So it becomes a little bit heated. In fact, whenever U.S. annexes Texas, Mexico decides that they're not talking anymore. Remember, they pull out their diplomats, which are people who like keep up the relationship between two countries. Basically, guys, here, Mexico is pretty upset, and it's kind of like if you and your friends get into a little argument, and then as that argument progresses, eventually, you know, that 50, 60, 70 streak that you've got for snaps is now out the window because they block you. So it's like they cut off all contact. So it's not war already, but it's close. What really brings war on is whenever President Polk sends Zachary Taylor into the disputed territory to kind of set up shop along the Rio Grande, which again is this southern Mexican border right here. Mexico thinks that the border is the Nueces River up here. So this area, as far as Mexico is concerned, is inside of Mexico. Now, President Polk sends Zachary Taylor down there to protect against a Mexican invasion or a raid of Texas. But eventually what happens is Mexico fights back, attacks the troops, and 11 U.S. soldiers die, leading to President Polk saying that American blood has been shed on American soil, meaning that we've just been attacked at home. Now, there was a congressman from Illinois, Abraham Lincoln, who said, "Show me the spot," asking President Polk to show him the spot that American blood had been shed on American soil, because again, that was disputed territory. As far as the Whigs were concerned, that area belonged to either Mexico or Texas, but it wasn't fully on American soil. At any rate, 2 days later, they declare war. So, speaking of Zachary Taylor, he was the one who went down into that disputed territory. He later becomes a president, but he gains his fame here at Buena Vista. He did a real buena job. B-U-E-N-A Vista. So he did a real buena job, a real good job there, and he becomes really famous. The reason that Zachary Taylor becomes famous at Buena Vista is because he won against Santa, oops, I lost it again, Anna. Don't think that I don't like Santa Anna, but I mean, at this point, guys, Mexico is kind of frustrated with Santa Anna because by the end of this war, he's actually going to lose most of Mexico to the United States. And again, the reason that we have these skulls up here is in class we saw that political cartoon where Zachary Taylor was sitting on top of a throne of skulls, and it says that the only reason that he was a Whig candidate is because, well, he was available. So he wins against Santa Anna, and eventually they capture Mexico City, which means that the U.S. wins the U.S.-Mexican War. And for the second time, Santa Anna is forced to sign a treaty that says that the southern border of Texas is the Rio Grande. This was the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. And the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo cuts off all of the war, all the fighting. It creates peace, and the stipulation is, or the agreement is, that we will pay $15 million for the Mexican cession. And remember, cession just means to give up. To give up land. They hand the land over. They cede it to us. So, with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, this cause, manifest destiny, is achieved. Manifest destiny of the United States, again, ladies and gentlemen, was to try to go from sea to shining sea. And now the Mexican cession touches that other sea. So we now go from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. So this Mexican cession right here, plus Texas down in here, and this is going to be an awful Texas, I'm sorry, it's freehanding. But this whole area is won through the Mexican-American War, or the U.S.-Mexican War, which means that over 1/4 of current U.S. lands are won from this war. So, ladies and gentlemen, the big effect, the big impact is that we achieve manifest destiny. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you wish you good luck on your test tomorrow. Have a wonderful night.